Good afternoon, my name is Jesse Morris, and today we're going to be playing James Bond 007 for the Atari 2600. So this game was made by the company Parker Brothers in 1984, and it was actually a pretty interesting story because it had several previous demos that were made by developers Charlie Heath. However, the Parker Brothers were not impressed by that game, so they actually started remaking it. They started all over from scratch when Charlie Heath left, and Joe Gauscher actually took over as the main programmer for it. So, any similar games I don't really know of, but it's a pretty basic format. It's rather similar to the Google Dinosaur nowadays, but again, this was very innovative for the time, so we're gonna go ahead and start playing it now. So, we start by hitting the reset button, and then we control by the arrow keys. You see we are a little car. We can move back and forth and up and down. And our goal is essentially to avoid all these obstacles that James Bond has to deal with. So, here we see there's a little satellite guy, and there's also these blue diamonds in the sky. And you also have a gun that you can shoot. You can't actually kill the little guys that try to hurt you. Trust me, I've tried. As you see, I hit him directly there, and he didn't actually get me. And I couldn't kill him, and I missed that one, but it's essentially the same thing. You also have to jump over these little balls of fire. But you can actually hit these diamonds, and they make the sky flash, and in a couple minutes I'll show you why that's important. So, essentially you just gotta avoid it, and if you get hit, like I just did, you die. Now this first level is actually based on the distance you get to, so for a couple minutes here we're gonna just be driving, and then we'll move on to the next level automatically. You don't actually have to hit the diamonds, at least not in this one, but they do get you extra points. You can see they go up there. This video might have an epilepsy warning on it because the lightning is very vicious. But as you see, I have 3 little lives down in the bottom left corner. And I'm also just trying to get diamonds right now. They don't really serve a purpose at this point of the game except for high score, but it's still nice to just have something to shoot at while we're just avoiding all these obstacles. Now, this game is unique from other Atari games because it's a side-scroller action game. So similar to, for instance, Mario Brothers Now, but also it's an automatic side-scrolling game, which is a little different from most of the Mario games. And as you see, I died again, so we're just gonna go ahead and keep going. Also, the life system seems a little funky. I'm not sure if that's the emulator or what's going on there, or if, for instance, the diamonds give you extra lives, but it doesn't seem to always register correctly when I get hit. I seem to stay with 3 lives a lot, but I don't know, because the diamond there didn't give me any extra lives or anything. So we're just going to try and make it to the next level here, and avoid that pit. And I'm a big fan of side-scroller games. I actually have made a couple myself, just as fun projects, but I think this is a really good example of an early version of that. A lot of people complained it wasn't similar to the actual James Bond movies. As you can see, you're kind of just a car. It could be any generic action game. But a lot of people... Oh, there we go. See, we're now on the next level. A lot of people also really liked it because it was a fun game, despite being very unforgiving as far as mechanics go. It was still fun to do. So now we have these little green things that we have to avoid, and if you touch those, you die. And we can also now go underwater. So just like James Bond, we've got a really cool car. We've also got these black bombs that shoot now. I'm not sure how to change what bomb I shoot. It just seems like every... once in a while it decides that I'm going to be shooting a black bomb instead of one of the little cream ones. But it's pretty fun nonetheless. And here we can see what the wiki calls a frog man, apparently. Apparently not just, a diver. He's a frog. So, I don't know where in the James Bond lore that is decided, but it's there. And this level is actually a little harder because you have to hit the diamond. Oops. You have to hit the diamonds to activate the invisible landing station to move on to the next level. So I'm going to try and do that here in a minute, but again, we've got to avoid all these obstacles and different guys, and I'm also on my last life, so I'm going to be very careful with it. And I missed. So I don't really know why hitting space seems to activate the black bomb and the shooting bomb simultaneously. So I'm not sure if on the original Atari controller there was a way to change that, but here there does not seem to be, so I'm not really huge on that as a game mechanic. Alright, so as you can see there's nothing really on screen. I'm really just waiting for that landing station. I learned about it in the wiki. I haven't actually gotten to it yet on my own. I've done a little bit of playing of this game, but I haven't been able to actually get to the landing station to move on to the 3rd level. Oh, there it is! Alright, so it's right underneath that. I'm gonna try and land on it. Nope, okay, we missed. So it's only visible when you hit... Okay. Well, we nearly got there, but I've lost all my lives now, and you really have to land on that station really precisely to get it to move on to the next level. And there's 3 levels. There were meant to be 4, but in the Atari version there were only 3 levels because of gameplay requirements. So in general, that could have been improved as far as the game goes. The graphics also could have been improved, but again, it was an really early version of a game that came out. So, with that, thank you so much for watching. This was a playthrough of James Bond 007 for the Atari 2600, and I hope you have a lovely day.